Việt and the ambassador. I just have a few words to say, and I'll make it short and quick. Yeah. It has been almost 50 years, 48 years to be exact, from the day that the Communist Party took over our beautiful homeland, Vietnam. I was born in August 1975, a few months after the VC gained power, dominance, and controlled the whole nation in the summer of 1975, which now we call the Black April of the Fall of Saigon. Under the regime of the communists, and from that day on, our beautiful country that used to call the Pearl of Asia has entered into the most horrible darkness, and the people still suffer the most crucial treatment of mankind ever witnessed. If we have to talk about the crime caused by the Vietnam Communist Party over the course of the last 48 years, it would require thousands of pages, full descriptions, and details about the communists and what they have done. And I'm certain that we all heard a lot about it. The destruction that they caused, including atrocity, genocide, national heritage and traditions, the violation of human rights and the waste of human resources, of natural resources, and many other uncounted trouble that our innocent people still suffer today. The communists often to tell us and the people around, forget the past, move on. But we can't never forget the past. We have to honor the past. Remember where we come from, the suffering that our father, our mother has suffered. As young generation, we vow to you and to all the people, and the message that we want to send to our younger generation, please honor the past and move forward and keep the tradition, keep the yellow flag with 3 stars, because that's what we are. We can't never let the communists keep brainwash our young generation, keep telling people that it is okay to control, to kill, and to provide no human right to the people.
Thank you for being here today. My name is Doe, as in bread or money. I know that today I'm going to share some bad news with you. The bad news is socialism does work, but it only works for the elite and the people in power, but not for everyone. Everyone's are equal, equally poor, equally dead. There is no freedom, no choices, and no incentive. When you have no incentive to work hard, to innovate, to create, because everything is controlled and run by the government. So that is unacceptable. Socialism is an introduction to communism. It is the opposite of freedom. You know, President Ronald Reagan had mentioned that a communist is someone who reads Marx and Lenin, but an anti-communist is someone who understands Marx and Lenin. So that is something that we need to reflect upon. Also, the fact is that President Thiel mentioned that don't listen to what the communists say, but watch what they do. So that is very, very important. I know that Các Bác knows about this stuff very well, but for my generations and my kids' generations, they don't know. They're thinking that socialist is the right thing. In fact, it's not. It's only the face for communism, and communism, look around. You can do it. Millions have lost their lives to find freedom and defending our freedoms, and yet we're turning over our freedoms to socialists freely. I am so sad and hope that you're aware of this, and it's currently what's happening in our country. I'm praying that people would wake up before it's too late. I will always love our new country, will defend it to my last breath, and because to me and to our family and to all of us here today, we do share a common interest. The interest is USA is our home, it's the home of the brave and land of the free. Thank you.
To welcome you here to the Victims of Communism Memorial. Today, November 7th, But of course today, while we remember those who died in the past, the real reason is to prevent such tragedy in the future. Today, more than 1.5 billion people still live under communism, unfortunately including those still in Vietnam. So as we gather today to remember and memorialize those who lost their lives and those many who suffered under the tyranny of communism, we must do so with the purpose of uniting our work to educate those alive today about the horrors of communism. Unfortunately, in the last 30 years, since the fall of the Soviet Union, many around the world, including sadly many in the United States, have either forgotten or never learned about the horrors of communism. Not only the crimes of communism committed in the Soviet Union, but the horrific crimes by Mao and the Viet Cong and what they perpetrated against the Vietnamese people. So we must strive to better to educate our fellow citizens and our young people today about the horrific ideology of communism that sadly many today find interest in communism or socialism. And we must endeavor to ensure that in our schools, students learn about the ideology and danger of communism. So as we gather again today, I'm so thrilled that all of you are able to come here today, to come to the memorial, which has now stood here for 15 years. And again, a special thank you to the Vietnamese American community that made generous contributions to make this memorial possible. And of course, after we conclude the program here this morning, I'm very excited to welcome all of you to the new Victims of Communism Museum, just 2 blocks from the White House, which was just opened this summer. And we can share this important educational tool with millions of tourists and visitors from around the country. So once again, thank you for allowing me to speak this morning. Thank you for coming today to commemorate and memorialize and remember those who have suffered under the evil ideology of communism. Thank you very much.